Something strange is happening in the world of operating systems right now, and most people haven't fully realized it yet. For decades, Windows has been the undisputed king of desktop computing. It's what businesses run on, what gamers rely on, and what most people grow up using without ever questioning it. But quietly, almost invisibly, a shift has been building beneath the surface, and it's now reaching a tipping point. Linux, the open-source operating system that was once dismissed as too complicated, too niche, or too technical, is no longer sitting on the sidelines. It's evolving, maturing, and positioning itself in a way that could fundamentally challenge Windows in a way we've never seen before. And the truth is, most people are not ready for what's coming next. To understand why this shift is happening now, you have to look at how Linux has transformed over the past decade. There was a time when using Linux meant dealing with command lines, broken drivers, and hours of troubleshooting just to get basic things working. It was an environment built by developers, for developers, and while that gave it incredible power and flexibility, it also made it inaccessible to the average user. But that era is rapidly fading. Modern Linux distributions like Ubuntu, Fedora, and Linux Mint have become polished, user-friendly, and visually appealing. They install easily, they update seamlessly, and they offer a level of stability that often surpasses what users experience on Windows systems. At the same time, Windows itself has been moving in a direction that not everyone is happy with. Increasing system requirements, forced updates, telemetry concerns, and a growing sense that users don't fully control their own machines have created frustration. Windows 11, for example, introduced stricter hardware requirements that left millions of perfectly functional PCs unsupported. For many users, this wasn't just an inconvenience. It felt like a push toward unnecessary upgrades and planned obsolescence. And when people start feeling like they're being forced into decisions, they begin looking for alternatives. That's where Linux enters the picture, not as a niche experiment, but as a legitimate replacement. One of the biggest changes driving this shift is hardware compatibility. It used to be one of Linux's biggest weaknesses, but today, it's becoming one of its strengths. Major hardware manufacturers are increasingly supporting Linux out of the box. Companies like Dell, Lenovo, and even HP now ship laptops with Linux pre-installed. Graphics driver support has improved dramatically, especially with open-source drivers and better collaboration between hardware vendors and the Linux community. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, printers, and peripherals that once required hours of tweaking now work almost instantly. But perhaps the most surprising area where Linux is gaining ground is gaming. For years, gaming was considered the final barrier that Linux could never overcome. Windows dominated because of DirectX, exclusive titles, and better performance. But that narrative is changing fast. Valve's Proton compatibility layer has revolutionized Linux gaming by allowing thousands of Windows games to run seamlessly on Linux. Steam Deck, which runs on a Linux-based system, has proven that a Linux gaming platform can be not only viable but incredibly successful. Performance in many cases is now comparable to Windows, and sometimes even better due to reduced system overhead. This shift in gaming is more important than it might seem. Gaming has always been one of the strongest reasons for users to stay on Windows. If that barrier disappears, millions of users suddenly have far fewer reasons to stick with Microsoft's ecosystem. And once people realize they can game, work, browse, and create content on Linux without major compromises, the idea of switching becomes much less intimidating. Another critical factor is software availability. Traditionally, Linux struggled because popular applications like Adobe Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and certain professional tools were not available natively. But the landscape is changing. Web-based applications have reduced dependence on specific operating systems. Tools like Google Docs, Figma, and even browser-based IDEs mean users can do most of their work without installing anything locally. Meanwhile, alternatives like LibreOffice, GIMP, and Blender have become powerful enough for many users, and compatibility layers like Wine and Crossover continue to improve. Even Microsoft itself is indirectly contributing to Linux's growth. The company now actively supports Linux through initiatives like Windows Subsystem for Linux, Azure Cloud Services, and open-source contributions. While this might seem like Microsoft embracing Linux, it also has an unintended consequence. It legitimizes Linux in the eyes of mainstream users. When the company that built its empire on Windows starts supporting Linux, it sends a powerful signal that the landscape is changing. Security is another area where Linux has a significant advantage. Its open-source nature means vulnerabilities can be identified and fixed quickly by a global community of developers. It also has a fundamentally different permission model that reduces the risk of malware and unauthorized access. While no system is completely immune to threats, Linux is generally less targeted by widespread malware campaigns, making it an attractive option for users who prioritize security and privacy. Privacy, in particular, is becoming a major concern for users around the world. As data collection and tracking become more prevalent, people are starting to question how much control they have over their own information. Linux offers a level of transparency that proprietary systems simply cannot match. Users can see what the system is doing, modify it if they want, and remove components they don't trust. This level of control is incredibly appealing in an era where digital privacy feels increasingly uncertain. However, despite all these advantages, it would be unrealistic to say that Linux is ready to completely replace Windows overnight. There are still challenges that need to be addressed. Certain specialized software, particularly in industries like engineering, architecture, and video production, remains tied to Windows. While alternatives exist, they may not always meet the exact needs of professionals. Additionally, while Linux has become more user-friendly, there is still a learning curve for those who have never used it before. But here's where things get interesting. The shift doesn't need to happen all at once. It's already happening gradually, and in many cases, invisibly. Chromebooks, which run on a Linux-based system, have become incredibly popular in education. Android, the world's most widely used mobile operating system, is built on a Linux kernel. Cloud infrastructure, servers, and supercomputers overwhelmingly rely on Linux. In other words, Linux is already everywhere, even if people don't always realize it. What we're starting to see now is Linux moving from the background to the foreground. It's no longer just the invisible engine powering the internet. It's becoming a viable choice for everyday desktop users. And as more people make the switch, the ecosystem continues to improve. More users lead to more developers, which leads to better software, better support, and a stronger community. It's a feedback loop that accelerates growth. There's also a cultural shift happening in the tech world. Open source software is no longer seen as a niche or alternative approach. It's becoming the standard. Companies are embracing open source, not just for cost savings, but for innovation and collaboration. This shift aligns perfectly with Linux's core philosophy, giving it a strategic advantage in the long run. At the same time, the concept of what an operating system even is starting to evolve. With the rise of cloud computing, virtualization, and containerization, the underlying OS matters less in some contexts. But paradoxically, this also benefits Linux. Its lightweight nature, flexibility, and compatibility with modern development tools make it an ideal choice for these environments. As workflows continue to shift toward the cloud, Linux becomes even more relevant. One of the most underestimated factors in this transition is user perception. For years, Linux was seen as not for normal people. That perception is slowly changing. YouTube channels, online communities, and social media are playing a huge role in educating users and showcasing what Linux can do. When people see others using Linux successfully for everyday tasks, it reduces the fear of switching. And then there's the cost factor. Windows licenses aren't free, and as hardware requirements increase, the cost of staying within the Windows ecosystem continues to rise. Linux, on the other hand, is free to use, free to modify, and often runs smoothly on older hardware. This makes it an attractive option, not just for individuals, but for organizations looking to reduce costs without sacrificing performance. So when people say that Linux is about to replace Windows, it's not about a sudden takeover or a dramatic collapse of one system in favor of another. It's about a gradual shift that reaches a tipping point. It's about millions of small decisions made by individuals, businesses, and institutions that collectively reshape the landscape. The real reason no one is ready for this isn't because the technology isn't there, it's because habits are hard to break. People stick with what they know, even when better options exist. But history shows that once a shift gains enough momentum, it can happen faster than anyone expects. We've seen it with smartphones, with streaming services, and with countless other technologies. Linux doesn't need to replace Windows completely to change everything. It just needs to become a mainstream alternative. Once that happens, competition increases, innovation accelerates, and users ultimately benefit. And based on everything we're seeing right now, that moment may be closer than most people think. The question isn't whether Linux can replace Windows. The question is how quickly people will realize that they have a choice, and what they'll do once they do.